Hi, my name is Rose. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today we have a special guest. His name is Venerable Tri Dao. He is a Buddhist Devada monk and also a TikTok 911 monk, which is pretty cool.
So my name is Venerable G Dao, Tridao. I'm 34 years old. I've been a Buddhist monk going on my 6th year. I'm a Theravada Buddhist monk. Belong to the school of the elders, the Theravada tradition, the oldest, still continuing school of Buddhism. And this is my journey, my path, and I would love to share everything with you guys. Any questions that you guys may have? Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to put your questions in the little question box if you guys have any questions. The first thing I want to get into is so is Buddhism a philosophy or a religion?
It can be seen as both, but more of a philosophy than a religion. When we look at the definition, we tend to steer away with everything that we know about religions. So it's a philosophy and way of life because the Buddha encouraged us to try it out, to test it, try it out like a scientific method. And if it works out for you and if you achieve peace, great. And if it doesn't work for you, you are free to choose any other philosophy or religion that you like. So it is more of a philosophy of living this path, the path.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it was like a little cut off at the end there. So should we get into letting go? Can you teach us about letting go?
So letting go is number one, not easy. Not easy. The fact that we cling on to the emotions and thoughts that we've been in our life is because, well, we set programs, pre-programmed to remember things to ensure our survival. This is why it's so hard to keep on the past hurt, the past speech that was not helpful. We keep on replaying how we broke up with them, how they broke up with us. We keep on replaying what happened to us in regards to trauma and abuse. Okay, so the first thing is to understand why it is that it sticks in our memory for so long. You know, these two things are like double-edged swords. Our mind has the ability to remember things for a very long time, and it also has the ability to imagine things, as a result of what we've been in the past. So we call that anxiety. And recycling of the past is depression. There are many ways in learning to let go. We must also, it takes a lot of understanding to the let go part to sail towards that quite seamlessly. I don't expect anyone to let a lot of things go because everyone is different. When we cultivate deep understanding and wisdom by and through meditation, when we understand the mind, the behavior of the mind, when we understand mostly ourselves, where we've been, where we're at, where we want to go, the mistakes that we've made, the mistakes that we have made as a direct result of our ignorance. And ignorance doesn't mean what you guys think. Ignorance is not seeing the Four Noble Truths. So, we have to forgive ourselves on the road in letting go. Because not forgiving yourself, we beat ourselves up all the time. We are so hard on ourselves. And likewise, whoever have hurt you, they too beat themselves up. When you're not there, when you guys are no longer talking, they really recycle everything. So I also like to talk about the ego.
Mhm.
The ego plays a big role and part in letting go because it has a lot to do with control. Not letting go, which is the opposite of not letting go, is hanging on. holding on to something, holding on to resentment, anger, holding on to fear, holding on to regret. Let me see if I can find something here to help everyone understand.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's talk about the ego for a second. The me, the I, the I. The ego is there to protect us. The ego is there to, make sure that we are vigilant, make sure that we know where we stand, and to stand up for ourselves. The ego left unguarded will not serve you well. This is why we practice, the non-self, the practice of the non-self. This is why we practice compassion, loving kindness to ease off of the power of the ego. All of us have ego. I have ego. I don't exhibit anything that I say. All of our human emotions, I'm subject to the same. When we use the word I just a little less, we will become a lot more aware. We can start off any conversation, and if I told you to take the word I out of there, it would be very challenging for you or for our listener. We use the word I a lot. For example, I am hot. I am sitting on a rock. I want the temperature to be cooler. I want a Mercedes. I want a flawless diamond. I want a big house. I want a better husband.
Yeah.
We want a lot of things. We want a lot of things that go our way. Sometimes we don't get what we want our way. That's the nature of life. In the Four Noble Truths, wanting something and not getting it is suffering. Getting what you don't want is also suffering, right? Like a blown tire, or all of a sudden you get a high electric bill. And suffering means unease, stress, unsatisfaction in life. Being aware of the ego helps you let go a little easier. It just is. In America, this is an individualistic society where we were conditioned that way here in America. The causes and condition of living in America reinforces the ego. It gives ego a lot of power. When talking about letting go, it's like, how dare you? How dare you do that to me? Remember Stewie in Family Guy? How dare you? How dare you in such?
Yes.
And so when someone does something to us, we're so deeply offended, and we blow that out of proportion. And we have these negative self thoughts or grandiose thoughts. It's like, who do you think you actually are to do that to someone like me?
Mm-hmm.
I am an assistant director. I am a venerable. I am a senator. I am a manager. You know, so with these things cycle and cycle in our minds so much that the hold that we have for that or great, great, great. So what we did was that we made our rock a little bigger. Right? So at the time, this is holding a rock. Okay, this is a small rock. Certain problems are small problems, like this small rock. But the more we compound the me, the my, the I, it becomes a little harder for us to, that rock gets a little bigger and bigger. Okay, how do we know this? Easy. The problem started at work, then you took it home. You took it home in the car. You started to analyze it. You started to nitpick the details of the offense in the car. Then by the time, you're already irritated in the car, someone pulls out in front of you, you get angry with them and short with them because you have compounded your suffering. Then you bring it home to your husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, family. It start to affect your thinking while you're sleeping or on your way to bed. holding up this rock. So just pretend this rock is 5 what it is now. Okay, so if I bring it to the screen, it looks pretty
Yeah.
from the screen. Okay, and if I told you to hold this rock for like 15 minutes, you will realize, okay, all right, I can really feel the weight of this rock. Remember, 48, right? And somewhere down the line, you just get tired and exhausted from holding it. And that's what we do when we hold on to anger, resentment, breakups, heartbreak, headache. We hang on to things that were said to us. We just become tired and we become short fused. And just that when we're tired and short fused, even the smallest things can set us off. Breaking points. This is why we see people shoot each other on the road, on the news. Just the foolish things that people do, unaware of the accumulated weight that they're carrying for so long. Okay. Then I tell you, look, just throw the rock in the water right behind the water. Just throw it in the water. I'll do it right now to demonstrate.
Okay.
It has to be done. Rock, water. I've actually taught this. I said, just imagine that you're angry with your mother because Mother's Day. You're angry with your mother. The anger I hold against my mother for so long, for 20 years. Today I choose to let it go.
I choose to let it go.
When you concretely hold something, feel it, and you just took the action that I take, which is one method of letting go, is that it starts to work within your unconscious and your subconscious that, wow, it feels great when that rock hits the water. It's sinking down to the ocean. I can never retrieve that. I don't want to retrieve it. I don't want to bring it back. Forgiveness, let it go. I have counseled so many people. A woman that hung on to anger with her father for 40 years.
Wow.
And he died, and she's still hanging on to it. He's already gone. Yeah, he's already gone.
Wow.
When wisdom arises as a direct result of studying the teachings of the Buddha, when wisdom arises, see that by not letting go, the other person, right? Because I'm not being given a specific example, so I would just pull one. But usually people can't let go because the other person offended them some way, shape, or form. When you don't let go, you give the other person the opportunity to hurt you multiple successions in one day, multiple successions in 1 week, multiple successions in 1 month. And how many of these times that you're going to let them hurt you because you're doing it to yourself, but you're giving them the imaginary power to destroy your day, to not achieve peace, and affect others around you? Is it fair to others around you? Is it fair to you that you lose sleep, not eating, not exercising, depressed, holding on to this poison? This is why it has been compared to poison. A wise person doesn't do that to themselves. Let me give another example. Right, here's my water bottle. Right, drinking. You're drinking. Whoever's drinking this water bottle, and the wise teacher comes along the way, and the wise teacher said, "You're drinking poison this whole time." Say the water bottle didn't have a label. Say you didn't know it was water. It tasted like water, or it tasted like something good, but a wise teacher comes along the way and say, "Hey, you're actually drinking poison." So a wise person would re-examine that, the hold, whatever it is that they're holding on to, and see if it is in fact poison. How much weight this carries, the gravity, nature, intensity, and gradient of this hold that you have put on yourself, you poor thing. Okay? And of course, a wise person does not drink poison. Once you find out it's rat poison, you're like, oh, So, again, I want everyone to reflect on that. Everyone has something that they're holding on to. We are always around people. A death of a loved one, a manager that rubs us the wrong way, an annoying coworker, the student that always bullies us, our grandma or mom or dad that doesn't listen. We always seem to find fault in people.
Mm-hmm.
The nature of the mind is to always be negative, steer towards negativity, right? And we need to be aware of behavior of the mind. Mindfulness is to remember to observe your mind jumping, the way how it jumps and the way how it behaves. So one of the other things is another way to let go. Or do we have any questions so far before I continue?
Let me see.
Because
yeah, okay. Somebody said, is the process of the mandala art making from destroying have something to do learning letting go?
that's with the Vajrayana tradition. I can't comment.
Oh, okay.
That I don't practice. Okay. So moving on, another way to letting go is to give. Okay. Recently, I gave a couple of the TikTok videos on forgiveness, to forgive and ask for forgiveness. So when we give the gift of forgiving. Give me 1 second here, real quick. 84,000 teachings I gotta access in my. When we give loving kindness, it also lessens the power of the hold. That's a difficult shift. Trust me, I know. Give loving kindness. So in practicing metta meditation, practice of loving kindness, may they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from mental suffering, may they be free from physical suffering, may they realize the light of their own true nature, may they know what it's like not to be hurt, may they know what it's like to let go. When we wish them that, and we give, we're basically giving and wishing that they are well. We're giving a blessing. We're giving a wish. That when we give like a prayer, then we start to see our heart begin to change. It lessens, it mitigates that hold tremendously, right? Only love can conquer hate. Hate cannot conquer hate. Simply put, they did wrong to you, I get it. You're hanging on to this thing, and what do you want to do? Retaliate? Go to their house and throw eggs at them? Or go to their house and put a paintball gun into their door? What good is that? There's cameras around. Police will eventually find you. I mean, they know they're gonna narrow it down who's their enemies.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of willpower. People change when they're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Eventually, you holding on to this rock, me making you aware of the weight that you've been carrying alone. Now wisdom has arrived with all of our viewers. So now they're like, I never thought about it that way. And eventually you will see it unfold. A couple more weeks, a couple more months, and eventually you have to let it go. No one can hold that long. We know that. When we look at our own lives, we realize how long we've been hanging on to things, and it wasn't worth it. It was foolish.
Mm-hmm.
So my name, Dao, Tri, intelligent, and Dao means the way.
The way.
The intelligent way, right? Kind of cool for a modern day monk like me.
Yeah, it is.
In life, we must approach life with intelligence. The one thing that keeps us separate from other animals, right? Warm-blooded mammals, cold-blooded mammals, is our ability to rationalize, understand, and think critically about what we're doing to ourselves and why we do the things that we do. We are the only creature that suffer because we suffer. You know?
Yeah.
So, like I said, when you hang on to it for so long, people change when they're sick and tired of being sick and tired
Mm-hmm.
of being tired. So when you're tired of hanging on to that weight, eventually, automatically, you will let it go. The question is just, how long are you going to do this to yourself? You're gonna. Some people hang on to it for so long, they look like they're 80 years old. You know? So I'm 34. I don't look 34. Maybe because I've learned to let go at a very young age. I learned to forgive. I was cheated on by I dated this girl. I was my first love. Cheated on me with my best friend,
Mm.
and I showed up to where he worked, and there was only one way out, and I stood at the one way out. Literally, there was one door in and one door out. You couldn't run anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I had the opportunity to do a lot of harm if I wanted to take that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I found out the cheating occurred because they were drunk and and they did what they did. I showed up to it. I listen. This guy, you could see his soul leaving his body that day when I showed up at the door, unannounced. And I looked at him dead in his eyes and I said, I forgive you.
Mm.
I tell you that I forgive you.
Wow.
I don't want you to ever have to worry anymore.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And 7 letters, handwritten. I still kept it until this day. We were best friends. We did everything together. And I received 7, 8 pages long, and he wrote down about what happened, and he brought back all of our good memories as best friends, and it was such a momentous, courageous move that I will never forget.
Mm-hmm.
But as a direct result of that forgiveness and the act of letting go, the courage to say, I can't hang on to this anger because it's so intense with my
Yes.
love. And how do I proceed on with my life after this? Do I kill him? Do I kill her? Do I kill both? And it's not in me to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way, and we've heard Jesus Christ said it, everyone have said it across all the philosophies and religions, the commonalities with the different philosophies and religions is to let it go.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that shirt that people print out. The Buddha said, let that go, And eventually, I need all of you to access that in your head and finally get it. And you just take that step, like the Nike sign, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And finally let go.
Mm.
You
That's
will
powerful.
you will look better. You will look younger. You will feel younger. You will feel like this phoenix. It gives you more strength than anger. It makes you more beautiful internally, intrinsically. You're beautiful on the outside. It makes you more beautiful on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You live this life well, you will be able to live it again in your older days. Now, meditate, people ask me, what goes through your mind when you meditate? And I said, absolutely nothing. I literally have no thoughts of the past, no thoughts of the future. I'm in the present moment. And if you are in the present moment as you meditate, like I am, it could be described as nirvana. You're in nirvana right there and then, in that moment. So you want your life to be more roses and less thorns. More roses and less thorns. So, so that you don't listen. You go to nursing homes and see some of these people, you
Mm-hmm.
realize the accumulated weight that they've been carrying. You interview some of these, hospice patients or the geriatrics population like I have, you get all these collective stories, and it will compel you to let a lot of things go.
Wow.
So sometimes in Buddhism, you have to go hands. And the teacher today encourages you to go hands-on out there in the world, to learn about suffering, to understand about suffering, to understand desire, because that is a direct result. That is what causes our suffering. The Four Noble Truths, number one, life sucks, which is there's suffering in life. Life sucks because you want stuff. That's desire. Desire to be respected. Desire for an apology. Desire that you must right this wrong that you did to me. If you don't want life to suck, stop wanting stuff. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we can stop wanting stuff. We woke up this morning, you were blessed with two gifts. Those were your eyes. The path to liberation is by following the Noble Eightfold Path. Be noble. Walk like the wise. Be wise. Be noble. Be beautiful. Be brave. Be courageous. And part of being all of that is letting go.
Beautiful. Powerful. Beautiful. Somebody said, does this also apply to forgiving yourself?
Absolutely. You know, you got to look at yourself and you just laugh and say, I was foolish. I didn't know any better. And clearly, you probably didn't. You couldn't do any better. That's why you didn't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to say, yeah, you know what? Life is a learning experience. I'm telling you, I have made, God, I've made so many. I've lost count how many mistakes I've made.
Same here. Lots.
You know, you're not perfect, never be perfect. And uh, it's still an ongoing process of learning.
Mm-hmm.
And I look back at my mistakes and I vow to be wiser and to remember my mistakes and not to beat myself up and to be very mindful, to observe my behavior, my action, speech, to dedicate my mind, speech, and body for the benefits of humanity. And with that, I am at peace with my mistakes. You know, and my mistakes makes me a good teacher, a better teacher. Good, better, best. Never let it rest until your good is better and better is best.
Love that.
So, you know, it takes a lot of sitting down in silence. Sit with the silence. Sometimes don't run away from it. Sit and investigate your thoughts and feelings. Sit with discomfortness, and wisdom will arise with yourself, with your heart, and it will tell you. And when the time is right, letting go will be very kind of like what's behind. It just kind of sails. It won't be so bumpy anymore.
Yes. Oh my God, that was very powerful and very inspiring because for me, letting go has helped me tremendously. Letting go, forgiving, it transformed me. It freed me. It freed my heart. Okay, Bo says, this is something I've been struggling with my entire life. I've been known to hold grudges. It's the Leo in me. How can we let go of grudges? That's the same thing as letting go, right?
Same thing as everything I have just described in the beginning of the live talk. So the fact that you know that you're holding on to grudges. What is a Buddha? A Buddha is one which knows. I know that I'm depressed. I know that I know that I hold on to grudges. I know who they are. I know things about me. That's the first sign. There's hope for you. The fact that you know. You acknowledge it. The first thing is to acknowledge. We can't change something if we don't acknowledge it. You're no longer blind to yourself. You now see it. The beginning and the start of seeing. Seeing things clearly. Clarity. Very important. In Buddhism, that's all the Buddha wants you to do, is to see things as they are. It is what it is, and it can't be what it ain't. Simply
And
put.
yeah, and how do you forgive someone twice? I understand everything you said, but how do I forgive someone twice?
Yeah, eventually, you forgive them once, and some of them kind of don't get it. Sometimes they take you for granted. They think, oh, your act of giving is weakness, and eventually people figure out that it's foolish. This person is a fool, and you have to ask yourself, do they deserve the second time around? Um, you know, forgive is giving. Forgive, give, forgive. And then you're gonna have to try to get away from them because at this point they're probably not ready to grow and develop spiritually, and the chance of recidivism, the chance to reoffend, may be higher. You know, so again, the wise person will always forgive, and then you get away. So you don't put yourself in a position where they could reoffend or hurt you again the third time around.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But yes, the same method applies. Maybe it's a little bit harder because it's the second time around, and you're like, "Hello," like, "Hello." Something that we want to investigate our ego. Whatever's troubling you, that is your teacher. Anything that troubles you in life, that is your teacher.
Mm. Yes. And I was in a situation where I had to go through like a friendship breakup, not just once, not just twice, but this time it was the third time. And I did not see it. I did not see it the first time, the second time. And I was like, no, it couldn't happen to me. And then I had to go through a period of going deep within myself, writing the journals like, oh, it's very painful because this person would pop up on my mind. You know, we spent years of friendship together and it was very painful. So for me, I had to go within myself and forgive myself. Maybe I did something wrong. I could have questioned all these thoughts of what if I did this? What if I did that? Why did they do this to me? Or did I say something wrong? Like all these thoughts, I had to just like stop that. Like this is the situation here.
Yeah.
For me was going into meditation, doing the love and kindness and blessing them. So when this person comes in my mind, I send them blessing. May you be blessed. May you be blessed. May you be blessed. Because I think they need it more than I do. And that's a part of forgiving myself and forgiving this person and blessing them with love and kindness. And yeah, I did have to cry through meditation because it's very painful. And going through that and also talking to others about it, a part of me felt released when I cried. And I know that I am better because my heart is free. It doesn't hold the heaviness anymore. And that has helped me a lot. And so now when this person comes in my mind, there's no feelings or attachment to it. Is to me when they, you know, may you be blessed. I hope you are living a wonderful life. And you probably need it more than I do. But it's, you know, I'm just, yeah, that's like one way that I had to learn to let go. It was a process. It wasn't an overnight day.
Also, when we see our suffering, we also see suffering in other people, you know. And when we see how much we suffer and we see how other people suffer, you know, compassion arises. So it also lessens the intensity of the hurt. You mentioned about journaling. I also wanted to comment on that. You know, sometimes we need to write it down and put our feelings on paper. Dana Danapani. Dan, you know, he taught us to write things down and then eventually burn it. But journaling also helps. You know, there's something called narrative exposure therapy, and you know, when we write it down, it's our unconscious, subconscious. Reducing our thoughts and feelings down on paper helps with that process of letting go. Very powerful, very powerful. I got by in life journaling a lot, conversation with myself, seeing myself first and foremost, and seeing the things that I was doing, seeing the foolish things that I was doing. Really encourage that. Clearly, it's not an easy process, but you must start it today. Because the problem is we think that we have time, said the Buddha. And to pass all the time, you have bigger and better things to do. Time is an illusion. You got to be careful because you clock out at any time. And we're not getting any younger by the days. So again, approaching life with intelligence and wisdom and strategies, we live a better life, living the good life.
Thank you so much. I don't know. Do you have enough time for a quick meditation, or do you have to go already?
So, Rosie advised that some of the listeners are new to meditation. So, this is going to be basic meditation called mindfulness of the breath, also known as. And wherever you're at, don't do it while you're driving. Wherever you are, at work, at home, at school, on break, sit with your back straight, shoulders relaxed, all of the muscles straight, and you take your first 3 breaths. With our first breath, our minds are calm, and we prepare to listen and try the 3 methods in Anasati. The first one being breathing in. I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out. I know I'm breathing. With our second method of the counting, in breath 1, out breath 1. In breath 2, out breath 2. We do that from 1 to 10 and backwards. And with the third technique is to analyze the temperature of the air that you breathe through your nostrils. Is it 70 degrees? Is it 80 degrees? How is my breathing? Is it quick? Is it fast? The art of breathing is like holding a bird. You must not hold it too strong, too hard. You might hit the bird. Holding it too lightly, the bird can fly away. You must find the balance to enjoy the natural movement of your breath. So these are the basic instructions of mindfulness of the breath. And I encourage everyone to listen to it again. I did this for 13 years out of my 18 years of meditation. So the instructions are easy until you try it. One must make it routine and a habit in order for you to slow down your train of thoughts. The 300 miles an hour train of thought.
Oh, thank you so much for taking your time on your vacation to talk with me and to everyone else here. Oh, thank you for such a powerful session. This was great. Thank you both. Amazing.
Wish
Amazing.
that I had more time to expand on it. I invite you for all and the rest of the world to join me on Facebook, where there's a library of teachings that I have been the past 3 years since going public, and more teachings to come. I teach, meditate, you know, walk the talk. So
amazing. Thank you. So you guys can find him on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and you have a daily meditation on Facebook, correct?
I try. I always
try. Okay.
But it's nice using the crashing wave to calm the mind. Yeah, there's a lot going on right now. I'm trying to hold retreats here in the next couple of weeks to come for hurricane season here in Florida. I think we all can use a retreat to learn about ourselves, to find tranquility and revive where we're at with this COVID thing. I think people can benefit from suicide rates, resilience, all of us. Buddhism, how it is comprehensive educational system to teach the how to deal with life. So I thank you for having me. It was a very impactful talk, and I am available at any time. Anyone can reach out to me for one-on-one sessions on my Facebook. So don't hesitate. You have access to a monk, so take that opportunity.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Venerable Tri Dao. Thank you, and have an amazing day and have a great time with your family.
Thank you. You
All
too.
right. Thank you. See ya. Thank you, everybody.